Alright, let me test this. I finally got new headphones. The same headphones, but they're new. The wire's not all messed up. But what I did was I made the wire as short as possible, then I got an extender wire. So that way the headphone wire won't get messed up. And hopefully just the extender wire does. So let me make sure that's working. So I have no idea. Oh no, I have no idea now. Okay. Alright. Hopefully my phone's not too loud. I don't know, it might have changed. It's kind of hard to tell on the phone. Alright. Do you have to have multiplier on this? No, we'll try it.
Mr. Morrison was the owner of a small company. Only 4 people worked there. One day, he came to the office and didn't find his favorite slippers. He always put them on while working. The man searched everywhere and finally spotted them on the roof of the building. Mr. Morrison was furious. He entered the office and started to question his employees. Daniel said, "I don't even know where you keep your slippers." Andrew said, "I'm terrified of heights. I have never climbed up there." Sandra said, "I'm wearing high heels today. I can hardly walk in them." Emily said, "I respect you too much to do it to you." One of the employees is lying. Who is it?
I forgot what they said, man. So it's a guess.
It's Andrew. He said he was afraid of heights. But on his table, there's a photo in which he's skydiving with a parachute.
Oh.
Melissa's boyfriend proposed to her and presented a beautiful diamond ring. The girl was afraid of losing it. That's why she kept it in a box on her vanity table. Once, after a long and difficult working day, the girl came home and went straight to bed. When she woke up, the ring was gone. Melissa called the police. They asked 3 suspects, Melissa's roommate, her best friend, and her neighbor, what they had been doing the night before. Helen, Melissa's roommate for the last 3 years, said Melissa had indeed looked very tired. She took the tea Helen made for her and went to her room at 10 p.m. Helen went to bed shortly after. Eric, Melissa's best friend, said he had come to visit Melissa at about 11:30 p.m. The girl was already sleeping, but he saw a jewelry box lying open on the table. It was empty. Eric was surprised and left immediately after that. Brenda, the neighbor, said she wanted to borrow a book from Melissa, but when she called her, the girl didn't answer. So Brenda decided not to bother her so late at night. The police soon realized one of these people was lying. Who was it?
First one. I hope.
It was Eric. He was only asked what he had been doing the evening before, but he mentioned the jewelry box. He must have known the ring was missing because he took it.
Suck at this silver.
A group of friends went camping. They found a beautiful place in the forest near the river. They were planning to spend a week there. But on the 3rd day, Chris disappeared. The rest of the group gathered near a campfire to figure out where he could be. Paul said, "We didn't have enough firewood. I went deeper into the forest to get some. When I came back, Chris was already gone." Ashley said, "I was near the river washing my t-shirt. I stained it with ketchup during lunch." Nancy said, "I felt unwell, so I decided to take a nap. I was sleeping when an owl woke me up." One of the young people is lying. Do you know who it is?
The owl one. I ain't paying more. Man, I'm pretty good detective here.
It's Nancy. Owls sleep during the day. It means an owl couldn't have woken the girl.
I know. Oh, yeah, that's right. I mean, I knew
Someone
that.
started a gas leak in Mark's apartment. Luckily, the man noticed it. He called the police. After searching the place, they found a watch. Mark claimed it wasn't his. The detective decided to set up an ambush. The watch looked expensive. Surely the criminal would return to get it back.
Don't call me Shirley.
At around midnight, they heard the key turn in the door lock. In a while, a man came in. He was holding a lit candle in his hands. At
Like
first,
that?
the detective wanted to arrest the man. But after a while, he realized it wasn't the person they had been waiting for. How did he figure it out?
If I didn't choose the answer, what do you mean? Have you figured it out?
Whatever the man was doing in Mark's apartment, he wasn't the one responsible for the gas leak. That criminal wouldn't have entered the apartment holding a burning candle. They would be sure the place was still full of gas. The police found out one particular gang was going to rob a bank. An undercover agent was sent to the restaurant where the criminals always gathered in the evening. His task was to attach a tiny GPS tracker to one of the gang members. Then the police would know about their location and would be able to prevent the robbery. The leader of the gang was the mastermind of the group. All other members were just muscles. The undercover officer had to be very attentive around the leader. The man could easily spot the device, but no other gang member would notice it. Where should the agent place the tracker?
I don't know. We haven't got enough time.
On the gang leader's backpack. He's the only person who can spot the device,
Holy
but not
crap,
if
you
it's
would've
on his
thought
own
of that.
back. Police got a call from the house of a wealthy man. He didn't come home after going for a jog. When several police officers arrived, they questioned all the people in the house. They were the maid, the millionaire's wife, and his driver. The maid said, "When Mr. Jones went for a jog, he asked me to prepare his breakfast. I immediately got down to work. But it's been 3 hours, and he hasn't returned yet." The wife was worried too. "I saw him in the morning, but he was in a hurry. We just greeted each other, and I went to work."
So you talk like
The
that?
driver told the police he had been waiting for his boss in the car, scrolling through his social media. Who knows something about the millionaire's disappearance?
I don't know.
The maid is lying. If she had cut the apples for breakfast 3 hours ago, they would have already turned brown by now. Shirley got a new
lucky
job
on
as a
that one.
sales assistant. She was extremely happy to receive her first salary. She went out for a walk in the park and decided to treat herself to some ice cream. She pulled out
Heck of a
cash,
walk
but
you
a
got there.
powerful gust of wind has blown the money out of her hands.
Yeah.
The girl managed to pick it up, but then she realized one $10 bill
Everybody
was
picks
missing.
it up like that.
Shirley looked around.
Spine
One of
breaks
these
in half.
people must have taken the bill. Can you figure out who it was?
What do you mean? Probably the dog. Oh, it has to be a person?
It's the man in the red baseball cap. The bill is under his right foot.
Oh, yeah,
Detective
yeah,
Larson
yeah.
was walking along the street.
So if I saw
Suddenly,
that.
he saw a man grab an elderly woman's bag and run away. The detective immediately rushed after the criminal, but the man disappeared behind the kitchen door of a small restaurant. When Detective Larson entered, he saw 3 cooks preparing food. Which
Yeah.
cook is fake?
Huh? The one with the beard.
It's the man holding the salad bowl. He's
What's
the
wrong with
only
him?
one not wearing gloves. People began to disappear.
Oh,
in
that
a
doesn't
large
make him
town.
fake.
1 month after it started, the police came across an abandoned house. In its basement, they found 2 men. Each of them claimed that he had been locked up there and that the other man was the one to keep him in the basement.
Okay.
But it was clear that only one of them was telling the truth. Look
Only
at these
one of
men
them.
attentively and say who's the liar.
The guy without the beard.
It's the man who's smiling. If he had spent 4 weeks locked up, he would have a beard and mustache by now. But he is
Oh, not
clean-shaven.
necessarily.
Rachel Brown, the owner of a large and successful
What's going
company,
on?
has disappeared right from her
Yeah,
office.
I'm just saying,
The
man.
police
Some people
suspect
can't
that
grow a
some of
beard
her
that quick.
subordinates might know where the woman is. They questioned 3 people. Ruth, the HR manager, is the first to enter. "We were going to fire an employee that day. I came to get Miss Brown's signature." Adam, the accountant, says, "I indeed came to her office. She had to approve the company's budget for the next year."
Okay.
And the secretary comes in last. "I saw Ms. Brown today, but only for a minute or so. I asked her to sign my leave request." The police officers immediately realize who is lying. Can you figure it out too? Anne is lying. The
Why is
signature
she
on her
lying?
documents is different from the others. Plus,
I couldn't
she is
see
the
it.
person Ruth was going to fire that day. Martin bought a car in September, and now,
They only
just a
showed
month
like
later,
5
it's
seconds,
stolen.
man.
The police have 4 suspects, and all of them are Martin's friends.
Oh,
The crime
God.
happened at 10
That
p.m.
third guy?
on Wednesday. At that time, Alan was playing badminton in the park. Natalie was driving home from work. Roy was walking with his dog, and Rose was doing some grocery shopping. Who took Martin's car?
Huh? How am I supposed to know?
It was Alan. At 10 p.m. in October, it's too
I
dark
guessed
to
it
play
right
badminton.
again. I have no clue. They say it so freaking quick. It's like, this guy did this guy did this. Who did it? You know? It's like next to impossible. But we did pretty good. Oh, yeah! Oh, okay, I want my eyes. That's all right. Actually, let me get that other. I don't think that melting in the side there. Alright. There we go. Alright. How many get right? 4 of 11? Yeah, we'll get this one. Okay, that one's done. Okay, so hopefully the next one's a little bit easier. Hopefully. It will survive. Are you smarter than Sherlock? So far not.
So, you're on a desert island and you're starving. You
Yes.
find a bush filled with berries. You eat a few, but start to feel sick. A local, "Hey, I thought this was uninhabited." They tell you that eating watermelons and grapes will get rid of the poison, but apples and carrots will make things worse.
Where do you get
In
them
front
at?
of you, there are tomatoes,
On a
cabbages,
deserted island.
oranges. Which one do you eat?
No, I don't think I can get anything.
Tomatoes. Like watermelons and grapes, they also grow on vines, unlike
Well, none
the
of those
rest.
are going to be on a deserted island. It'd be like coconuts.
You're lost in the desert with just one bottle of water, but you
Only
don't know
one.
where the nearest water source is. What do you do?
Well, it's probably
Cover
where
yourself
the
with your
water's
backpack
at.
to avoid sweating. Walk as quickly as you can to find water.
Oh my goodness.
Find shade and rest.
Find shade and rest. Where's that at?
The best option is the last one. When it gets dark,
alright.
you can walk
The only one
further
that
and
kind of
find
makes
help.
sense. But man, they
While
ask it really
sightseeing in a
quick.
town, a volcano erupts nearby. There's no lava coming out, just thick black
Oh,
smoke.
this happens
You
to be
see
a
three
volcano
potential
behind
routes to safety.
the city.
Which one do you take? A tall lighthouse is a few feet away, a
Yeah.
basement, a car in front of you.
Volcano, get the freak out of here in the car, man. You don't want to stay in the basement.
Go to the basement and close the door behind you. Lava smoke travels fast, and it can reach the tallest point of the lighthouse.
Oh, we're just trying to go away from the... I thought the
It's
lava
3
was
p.m.,
coming.
and while walking in the middle of a desert, you come across a tall tower with a crazy scientist living there.
Well, of
He
course.
tells you
Well, who
that
else
if
would
you
live
want to
there?
make it out alive, you must calculate the height of his tower.
Okay.
What do you use? Fallen tree branches, your shadow, your watch.
Shadow.
Your shadow. Since you know how tall you are, you can calculate how many times your shadow fits into the tower shadow.
But what if the sun's
You're
not
at a
quite
water
out?
park,
Okay.
and you've been taken captive by a supervillain. He takes you to the highest point of the
Remember the
park
last time that
and
happened?
shows you 3 slides, an orange one, a green one, and a yellow one. One leads to a pool filled with acid, one to a tropical paradise, and the other to a volcano filled with lava.
Well, I'm
The
guessing which one I'm
supervillain
going
tells
to
you,
end up at.
in a parallel world, the purple slide leads to freedom. Which one do you choose?
Yellow.
The yellow slide. Yellow is the opposite of purple. You're on a trip into the wild.
Kind of
A
like
huge angry elephant has spotted you, and it's running towards you. What do
an
you
elephant.
do?
Yeah,
Run down a steep slope leading
not
to
much
a
you
river.
can do, man.
Climb up a tall tree right next to you. Run straight towards some other animals, hoping it'll lose sight of you.
Tree.
Run down the steep slope. Elephants avoid areas with high elevation to stop themselves being injured.
Well, then what's a tree?
During a camping trip, you realize you have no water, but you're very thirsty. There are 3 ways to get water. Which one is the least dangerous?
Oh, no.
Harvest some from a cactus. Drink the water from a stagnant lake.
Stagnant.
Take some water from a flowing river.
Cactus. Safest.
Cactus water isn't the safest, and a stagnant lake is filled with bacteria and parasites. The least dangerous option is the flowing river.
Well,
You've been stuck in the wild for days, and you have no idea which way leads to civilization.
I
What
lost
sign do you follow?
part of my body.
A plane passing overhead, a flowing river, a group of animals.
Oh. Plane, man.
Your best bet is the river. Since the beginning of
What is
time,
everything
people
down
have
by
built
the river?
villages along riverbanks. A mysterious biologist invites you to his home for dinner. He takes you down to the basement and puts 3 plates of weird items on the table. One has wild white mushrooms with white gills. The second is filled with castor beans. The third has some
Castor
fish
beans.
brains. Which one is safe to eat?
Not the mushrooms, I know that. Probably the weird one.
The plate of fish brains is the only dish that isn't poisonous. But the dinner isn't over yet.
It's like a
You're
fish
taken
butt.
into a room with 3 large tanks filled with salt water. You must stay in one of them for 5 minutes.
Okay.
The biologist promises to set you free if you make it out alive.
What did I have
The
to
first
do? I have
contains
to do this in the
6
first
great white
place.
sharks.
I'll forget
The
that.
second has 70 piranhas.
Nope.
The last one is filled with dangerous box jellyfish. Which
That's
could you survive in?
It'd have to be the sharks, man. Jellyfish will kill you.
In the second tank, piranhas are freshwater fish. They can't survive in salt water.
Oh, well,
You're leading an expedition
that
to the
would
North
make a
Pole.
difference.
As you're sailing there, a huge chunk of ice
Can't believe I
falls into
jumped
the
in with the
water,
sharks, but-
causing a large wave to come your way. What do you tell your crew to do? Stop the ship and stay until the wave passes? Start moving in the opposite direction. Keep going and lean into the wave as it hits.
Huh? Back up.
Leaning into the wave is the only way to get some balance. Anything else will cause your ship to capsize.
Well,
You're
sorry.
stuck in a room that's slowly filling up with water. Help is 6 minutes away. The water will reach the ceiling in just 2 minutes. But
Uh-oh.
on the floor, there's a tree branch,
Of
a
course,
straw,
tree branch.
a bucket. Which one will
Straw.
buy you some time?
Straw. What does a tree branch do?
The bucket.
Huh?
Flip it over your head and it'll create an air bubble that will allow you to breathe for a while.
Okay,
While
genius.
out camping, you come across an angry brown bear that's coming closer and closer to you. What should you do? Start
Run.
running as fast as you can. Fall to the
No.
ground and pretend you're unconscious.
That's
Stay
bad
still and don't move.
Boy, I don't know. Just don't move, because if you fall on the ground, he's going to attack you.
Fall to the ground. That way the bear won't see you as a threat.
Bull crap.
Oliver is trapped in the freezing north. David is lost in the desert without any clothes. Who will collapse first?
Huh? Guy in the freezing. Can't last long in freezing.
David. The cold weather makes Oliver shiver. His muscles tighten and loosen very fast to keep
What
him
does the
warm.
hot weather
But
do?
David quickly becomes dehydrated in the sun.
What
While walking through a
kind
dense
of matters?
jungle, you get bitten on the leg by a venomous snake.
Right.
How can you survive? By
Don't
drawing
get
the
bit
venom
by a
out with your
venomous
mouth,
snake. No, don't do
washing the
that.
wound with water and a cloth, by tying your leg with a piece of your shirt.
Well, you're gonna lose your leg, but I'll try that.
Tying your leg will prevent the venom from reaching the rest of your body.
Well, we're still gonna.
As you're driving down the road, you
A
come
tree
across
branch.
a fallen tree blocking your way. You get out of the car and try to move it, but then you see a huge tornado coming towards you.
Oh, of
Boy, it's
course.
not your day. How would
No,
you survive?
got some bad
Get
luck.
back in your car and drive fast in the opposite direction. Climb up the sturdiest tree, find a ditch on the ground, and stay there until the tornado passes.
Ditch. That's what you're supposed to do.
The last one. If the tornado passes over you, it won't sweep you
Yeah,
up.
because unless it sucks you
You
out.
walk
But
into a room, and right when you close the door, it catches fire. There's no way out, but firefighters are on their way. How will you buy yourself some time until help arrives?
I don't
By
know.
lying flat on the floor, by climbing onto a chair to avoid the
I
flames,
don't think that would
by
help.
standing in the corner of the room.
Corner of the room. Standing in a chair just sounds dangerous.
It's the first option. Smoke travels upwards toward the ceiling, so lying flat on the floor will help you to breathe.
Thank goodness.
You're trapped in a maze inside
Oh, no,
an
an
abandoned
maze now.
castle. You can pick only
Well, how do we
one
get in
door
there?
to stay alive. The first one leads to a room filled with sharp blades and knives. The
Sweet.
second has dozens of venomous snakes and
Oh,
spiders.
dozens.
Behind the third door, there's an electrified moat.
Well, there's like
Which one
no.
do you pick?
Huh? Oh, this is supposed to be a good one? Spheres.
The last door.
What?
Since this is an abandoned castle, you can flip the light switch to check if it has electricity.
He didn't
and
say
then
there's a
go
light
through there.
switch. This
A
guy.
creepy professor has taken you to his secret island. He wants to see how smart you are. He presents you with, guess what? 3 doors. But
I thought
only
we
one
just
is
went to
safe.
2 doors, man.
The first one leads to 5 of the most dangerous people on Earth.
Okay.
The second leads to a room with a powerful laser and mirrors on the wall.
Oh
The
no.
third leads to a lab filled with
Let me
radioactive
guess.
waste.
Let's go with the
Which is the
mirrors.
least dangerous option?
Because I have a feeling it's something to do with the mirrors where there's no mirrors or something. They fall off.
The first door. It'll be easier to deceive the people there into letting you walk free. You're lost in an
What the
ancient
heck?
cave system, and you come across 3 tunnels. You must swim through them to the exit. The first is filled with lava. The
Yeah.
second has stagnant water containing bacteria and parasites.
Well, that's
The
always
third
good.
contains cornstarch mixed with water. Which
Cornstarch
one is
with
the
water?
least dangerous to go through?
What do you think? I think it's wrong.
Stagnant water is the best option. Lava will
What's
burn
wrong
you,
with
and
cornstarch?
cornstarch water will swallow you in just a few minutes. Good luck.
Well, I didn't know that. It's been a while since I swam around in cornstarch water, man. How do we get 07 out of 20? Man, well, I won a tough puzzle game that was different, and guess what? This one is pretty cool, though. Anybody learn anything? The hosts kind of, I don't know, some of these answers are kind of hilarious, but she's not
Charlotte
very
and Elizabeth
smart.
are doing
Here we
some
go.
homework. Charlotte is going to iron some clothes, and
Okay.
Elizabeth is about to cook. Who's not
Yeah.
being smart?
The person with her hand in the fire. Wait, is she? Wait,
Elizabeth. Charlotte's safe because the iron is turned off.
oh,
Lucas
I
and
didn't
Liam
really
are
notice
going
that.
on a field trip with their kids.
Well, why would she
Lucas
do
is
that
distracted
anyways?
while his daughter is climbing a tree. Liam is talking to another parent while his son is petting a dog.
Really
Who is
safe one.
wrong?
The dog. Unless the tree falls down.
Lucas. The branch his daughter is climbing is cracking, and she is about to fall.
Cracking.
Ava and Olivia are finally leaving home for their first night out after maternity leave. Ava
Alright.
decides to walk, and Olivia is waiting for a taxi.
Okay.
Who is not ready?
The one walking. because they just got out of the deal, right?
Olivia. She forgot to finish her makeup. Michael and Logan are vloggers who take selfies in dangerous places. This time, Michael is taking a selfie while surfing on a huge wave, and Logan is taking one standing on the edge of a bridge.
Okay.
Who is not smart?
This guy, because there's no way you can even do that.
Michael. In Logan's case, at least there are people around who can call emergency services if something goes wrong. Michael is alone. It's early morning. Ian and Nolan are driving their kids to school. Who is not smart?
Huh? The one that forgot their kids.
Nolan. His child is not in the car. Jackson and Emma are volunteering at an animal shelter. Jackson is feeding the cats, and Emma is washing the dogs. Who is wrong?
The cat one! Hey!
Jackson. He gave the cats dog food by mistake.
Yeah, I'm watching that, man. I'm watching very carefully.
Scarlett kept her door open so her cat could enter during the night.
Yeah.
While Ellie prefers to close her door. Who is not smart?
Huh? If I let the cat out, there's gonna poop all over the place.
Scarlett. You should always close your bedroom door at night. In case of fire, it'll stop the flames for a while and give you more time.
What is that
Riley
got to
and
do with
Isabella are taking their kids to kindergarten.
Never mind.
Riley is riding a bike with her daughter, and Isabella and her son are going by car. Who is wrong?
The bicycle.
Isabella. Her child isn't wearing a seatbelt. Lily and Oliver have job interviews at 4 o'clock. Lily is ironing her best suit, and Oliver is waiting in the hallway wearing jeans. Who's not getting the job today?
That's jeans, because that's not jeans.
Lily. She must have forgotten the time. The interview is in 5 minutes, and she's still at home.
Holy crap, man.
Sophia and Aiden are working in the garden.
Hold on.
Sophia is watering the flowers while her cat is walking around.
Yes.
Aiden is mowing the lawn while his child is playing nearby. Who's not smart?
The dude with the lawnmower, I think. I hope.
Aiden. It's dangerous to use the lawnmower when children are close by.
Okay, that one actually makes sense.
John and Brandon are making breakfast for their kids. John is making sandwiches, and Brandon is making eggs with bacon. Who
eggs
is
with
wrong?
bacon. Sandwiches. The guy on the right, because it's off.
Brandon. He forgot to turn on the stove.
Oh, these people.
Thomas and Abigail are going on a date. Thomas arrived a half an hour early and decided to buy some flowers.
Yeah.
Abigail just returned from London and is driving to meet him.
Does he have clothes on? Is he on the wrong side of the road? I mean, steering wheel?
Abigail. She's driving on the left side of the road.
Okay, there we go.
Ryan and Kaylee are having fun outside during their Christmas break. Ryan is learning how to skate on the lake, and Kaylee is skiing in the forest. Who is not smart?
Ice is about to break.
Ryan. The ice on the lake is cracking, and there's no one around
they don't
to
even
help.
say anything about that. You just have to
Asher and Haley are enjoying their vacations. Asher is chilling at the beach, and Haley is climbing the highest mountain around. Who is not behaving wisely?
Probably her.
Asher.
What?
Although Haley's activity is quite risky, she seems to be okay. But Asher fell asleep at the beach and is going to get a sunburn.
Oh, come on.
Chloe and Avery are having some quality time on Friday. Chloe is reading a book, and Avery is watching a documentary.
Okay.
Who is missing something?
The documentary, I guess, the book has more in it, I guess. Right?
Avery. She forgot to turn off the oven, and something's burning.
That
Hannah
didn't
and
have
Maya are meeting their
anything.
friends
Oh my
today.
goodness.
Hannah arrived by bike and is waiting for her friend by the house.
Okay.
Maya arrived by car, opened the doors, and is waiting for her friend to come down.
Okay.
Who is not smart?
It's a tough one, actually. Yeah, I don't know.
Maya. It's not safe to stay in the car with unlocked doors. A stranger can quickly get in the car and she wouldn't be able to do anything from the front seat. Mason and Jacob are going on a trip to the desert where they'll spend the whole day. Who is not adequately prepared?
Give me some. That guy has no backpack.
Mason. The sun is powerful and he's not wearing a hat.
Oh.
Emily and Madison are spending their time outdoors, but it's not their lucky day. Emily stumbled and fell in some mud.
Oh,
Madison
no.
was swinging but fell. Now
no.
they both are getting up. Who
Yes.
made a mistake?
Mud person, because they have no clothes.
Madison. The swing is still moving, and it may hit her head if she... Aubrey and James are cleaning the house. Aubrey is listening to music while vacuuming the living room, and James is washing the windows. Who is not being smart? Aubrey. The vacuum cleaner isn't plugged in. Mia and Ethan are going on summer vacation. Mia is going to Greece, and Ethan is visiting his brother in Sydney. Who is not smart? Ethan. He's packed shorts and swimwear, but he won't need them because it's winter in Australia. Carter and Layla are in a hurry for work. Carter is walking while talking on his phone, and Layla is running while texting. Who's going to be late? Layla. She's looking at her phone and doesn't see the pit she's about to walk into. Leah and Aaron are driving to meet their friends. Leah has all of her things scattered in the car, and Aaron is traveling above the speed limit. Who is not smart? Leah. It's not safe to keep unprotected things inside the car. In case she stops suddenly, something can hit her very hard. William and Daniel are driving and are late for work. Who is wrong? Daniel. He's driving way above the speed limit in the neighborhood. Jane and Amelia are resting in the park after running 5 miles. Jane is eating, and Amelia is drinking water from the fountain. Who is not smart? Amelia. The warning sign says that the water isn't drinkable. Max and Ezra were driving around the desert and got stuck in the middle of nowhere. They burned a spare tire to produce some smoke. Max stayed close to the tire, and Ezra walked away in search of something helpful. Who is not smart? Ezra. You should never leave the vehicle. Chances are the rescuers will notice the smoke and find you. But if you go, you might miss them. Both Jonathan and Savannah didn't sleep well and are starting their morning. While Savannah is preparing some coffee, Jonathan is taking out the trash. Who is doing something wrong? Jonathan. Instead of the trash, he's taking out the old toys they collected to donate. Stella and Aurora didn't study for the test. One of them decided to try her best, and the other is planning to cheat. Can you spot who's cheating? Stella. She has a lot of bags surrounding her, so she must be trying to hide something. Miles and Cooper were walking in a park when a sudden storm erupted. Lightning struck a tree, and Miles decided to hide under it. Cooper entered a little shack nearby. Who is wrong? Miles. The belief that lightning never strikes in the same place twice is just a common misconception. An indoor shelter is one of the best places to hide. Leo and Melanie are preparing a barbecue party. Leo is cooking and Melanie is decorating the yard. Who is not smart? Leo. While he's cooking, the meat is spoiling in the direct sun. So Dave had to sneak into his mom's computer to delete some emails he accidentally sent her. His mom had a bad memory, so she always had notes with her passcodes. Luckily, the note was right there again, saying 9868. Dave entered the passcode, but it was wrong. Why? And what's the actual passcode? The note was just turned upside down. The actual passcode is 8986. Stephanie came home after a long day at work. She was very excited to finally eat her favorite chocolate she had been dreaming about all day. But the chocolate was gone. Stephanie interrogated each of her family members. Her husband said, "I just got home from work too and haven't eaten anything all day." Her daughter Della said, "I was studying all day and didn't eat anything too." Della's twin brother Arnie said, "It wasn't me." Who ate the chocolate? Take a closer look at Della's desk. There's a chocolate wrapper, but she said she didn't eat anything. She must have lied. A grocery store manager noticed that recently they started to lose watermelons. He suggested that there's a watermelon thief coming at the store from time to time. He opened one of the security videos and could immediately tell who the thief was. Look at the picture and try to guess who is the culprit. Look at the guy in the middle. He has a ball in his hands, but he's holding it like it's very heavy. Usually, balls aren't heavy, so it must be a watermelon. Tom and Mark came to the job audition. The company doesn't want to hire parents because they need full commitment. Both men said that they're not parents, but one of them is lying. Can you tell who? It's Mark. Take a closer look at his hand. There's a pink scrunchie on it. He must have done his daughter's hair before the audition. Mrs. Smith invited her neighbors over for a fancy dinner. She used her best tea set and silver cutlery and cooked a great meal. However, during the dinner, she realized that one of her neighbors is a vampire. Who is the vampire, and how did she understand it? The vampire is the one who brought his own plastic spoon and is eating with it instead of with Mrs. Smith's silver cutlery. That's because vampires are afraid of silver. Four friends met after the summer break and talked about how their summer went. Toby was bragging about the months he spent in Chile and how hot it was there. However, his friends didn't believe him and called him a liar. Why? Chile is located in the southern hemisphere. During the summertime, it's winter there. Toby said it was hot, which can't be true. Three friends, Blair, Chloe, and Nell, were walking all day around town. They found a beautiful but dusty house where no one lived. They entered it and started to take pictures. In the evening, they were scrolling through the pictures, and one of them made a scream. Take a look at the photos and say which one scared them and why. It's the first picture. There was no one in the house except for the girls. But on that picture, they're all three of them together, snapped from behind. Michelle was having a birthday party. She noticed her brother was eating in his room with some girl. However, she didn't know who it was. She got very curious, so after they left, she sneaked into his room to find some hints. There were three girls at her party: Jasmine, Sydney, and Nicole. Michelle immediately guessed who her brother was dating. Can you? Her brother was dating Jasmine. Look at the dishes and the cutlery. There's a lipstick stain on the fork. Jasmine is the only one wearing lipstick. Pamela is a lawyer and Samantha is a journalist. Can you guess which one of these women is a mother? Take a look at the background. On the wall behind Samantha, there's some colorful marker scribbles. She must be a mother. Gianna was getting ready for her date. Suddenly, the lights in her apartment went off. She was almost ready and only needed her gloves. It was dark and she couldn't find a fitted pair. She only had gloves of two colors, brown and black. She was already late, so she decided to leave, taking several gloves with her. How many gloves should she take with her to be sure there's a pair of the same color? She just needs 3. Even if the first 2 are of a different color, the third one will either be black or brown, matching the other one. A police officer was following a robber around the city. Suddenly, the robber entered the hospital and disappeared. When the police officer entered the building, there were 3 workers. One of them must be a robber who dressed up to pretend to be a doctor. Can you tell who? It's the man in the middle. Look at his badge. There's a picture of a woman on it. He must have worn the first pair of clothes he noticed. It was Christmas morning and the whole family was home. When Bailey returned in her room after watching her show on TV, she found that someone stole all the presents she'd been wrapping. She questioned every person in the house. Her mom said that she had been making dinner. Her dad said he had been mowing the lawn. Her brother said he had been playing video games in his room. Who stole the presents? It was Bailey's dad. It's winter, and we can see that it's snowing outside. He just couldn't mow the lawn. In the Arts Museum, the lights went off for a couple of minutes. When they came back on, the most expensive painting was missing. The detective arrived and started the investigation. There were 3 suspects, and he questioned each of them. Jessica, a dance teacher, said that she had been so scared when the lights went off that she couldn't even move and for sure didn't touch anything. Derek, a journalist, said he'd been in the bathroom at the time. Collins, an engineer, said he had been in a different room of the museum, watching the dinosaur fossil. Who's lying? It's Collins. It's an art museum. There are no dinosaur exhibitions. Can you tell who's not a real werewolf? It's actually the guy who looks like a werewolf. Werewolves only turn into wolves during the time of the full moon and at night. It's daytime now, so the guy must be just wearing a costume. Esme was having a walk in the forest. After the dawn, she tried to find her way back home, but got lost. Finally, she came across a witch's house and asked her to take her home. The witch agreed to help her, but only if Esme solved her riddle. If not, she'd have to stay with the witch forever. The witch took an apple, tied a string to it, and held it. She asked Esme to cut the string in half so that the apple didn't fall down. However, Esme couldn't touch the apple or hold it. How could she do it? Esme should tie a knot in the middle of the string, make it into a loop, and then cut the apple. The time police have found out that there's a time traveler who uses the time machine more often than allowed. They tracked him and followed him to the Stone Age. Can you guess who's the time traveler? It's this guy who's wearing sneakers. Sneakers in the Stone Age? Really? Mr. Brown was robbed in the street. The culprit hit him on the right side of his head and ran away with his wallet. Mr. Brown didn't see who it was, but he noticed that the person entered a nearby hospital. When he entered, there were 3 people sitting there. Take a close look at them and tell who was the culprit. Mr. Brown was hit on the right side of his face. This means that the robber is left-handed. Look at where the bags stand next to those people. The first woman has her purse on the left side of her, which means it must have been her. For her birthday, Sienna got a beautiful hairpin. She brought it to school and showed it to her friends during lunch. Then she left for the bathroom, and when she returned, the hairpin was gone. Take a look at the pictures before and after, and tell which of her friends stole it. Look at the glass of juice of the red-haired girl. It looks like there's more juice on the later picture. No, there's not. She just put a hairpin in the glass. Mr. Green got in a car accident and spent a month in the hospital. He got amnesia and partially forgot things. He didn't have any family, and after a month, he finally returned home. He found his street, but then he realized he didn't remember which of the 2 houses was actually his. Can you guess which one it was? His house is the one where the snow is unshoveled. He spent a month in the hospital and lives alone, so no one could clean the driveway. Look at the Christmas photos of 2 families. Can you tell which family is poor? The poor family is the second one. Even though the son has a big present, the parents don't have any presents at all. They probably couldn't afford to buy presents for themselves.